Good morning, Science 20s. Our lesson today is going to be on molar concentration. This is the third type of concentration we're looking at. Remember, on the previous lesson, we looked at percent by volume, and we also looked at parts per million. So in this one, we are going to look at the one that is used more often in the scientific laboratory. If we take a look, this is the chart we had in the last video. And what I would like us to do is I would like us to concentrate on the last one, molar concentration. This is what we use in the lab. This is how we calculate moles per liter. That's what we talk about when it comes to concentration, when it comes to science. Now, this is going to be moles per liter, moles per volume. So let's go ahead a slide. Here's the formula. Again, I want to point out that this is located on page 10 of your data booklet. I would highlight this formula. I would highlight that C equals concentration in moles per liter. I would highlight that V equals volume in liters. So these are the units we're going to use, moles, liters, moles per liter. Makes sense. The one thing I would like to point out is if we use this formula, and we have to solve for, let's say, n. To solve for n, remember, when I cross the equal sign, the variable I'm moving that crosses the sign changes floors. So if I'm going to solve for n, v is going to move to the other side. That means it's going to go upstairs from downstairs, and we're going to be left with n equals concentration times volume. And we may need that on the next slide. So let's clear all of this. And let's move on and try a question. So again, if it was me, I would copy this slide. I would then watch me go through it. And then on the previous next 3 slides, I would copy the slide and then try it for yourself. So when I take a look here, this to me looks like it's a volume. However, volume is supposed to be in liters, we saw on the previous slide. This is in milliliters. So to change from milliliters to liters, we're going to divide by 1,000. So this is going to be 0.052 liters. This value is in moles, so that makes it N. And we are trying to find what is the concentration. So this is what we're trying to locate. So knowing that I have a volume, a moles, and I'm trying to find C, I'm going to use my new formula. C equals N over V. Again, page 10 in your data booklet. And we're going to just substitute in our numbers. 0.1174 moles divided by 0.052 liters. And we're going to type that into our calculator, 0.1174 divided by 0.052. And the answer is going to be 2.26 moles per liter. Again, if I was to mark this question, you get 1 mark for the formula, you get 1 mark for the substitution with units attached, and you get 1 mark for the answer with unit attached. This question would be out of 3. Okay, we're going to clear that. What I would like you to do is, can you pause the video, copy question number 2, and try to answer question number 2 for us, please. When you are ready to check your answer, unpause the video. So first thing we would do is a container of acid has a concentration of, so I know this is a concentration. If the researcher poured 72 milliliters, so we know that is a volume. But volume, because this is in moles per liter, has to be in liters. So I'm going to divide this by 1,000. And then we are trying to find what amount of acid in moles. So we are trying to find N on this question. So I have C, V, and N. So my formula is C equals N over V. I am trying to find N, so I'm going to move V up to the other side. My formula is going to be N equals concentration times volume. I'm going to substitute in. My concentration is 40.3 moles per liter. I'm going to multiply that by my volume, which we decided was 0.072 liters. Liters on the bottom, liters on top, they cancel. My unit's going to come out in moles. So 40.3 times 0.072. And my answer is 2.90 moles. Again, I want to remind us how we get marks in every math step in this class. And so we're going to get 1 mark for having the original and the moved around formula. I need both formulas for the 1 mark. The second mark is for substitution with unit. So I'm substituting in. I've moved it correctly to liters. I'm going to multiply. And the third mark is I've got my answer with correct unit attached to it. So this question would also be out of 3. Okay, I'm going to erase my answer. We're going to move on 1 page to the next question. Now, this one's a little bit more difficult. Let's write down what we have here. Again, copy the question, pause the video, decide what variables we do have in this question. So if I take a look, 30 grams, that would be a mass of sodium sulfate into 300 milliliters. This would be a volume, and we don't like volumes in milliliters, so we're going to divide it by 1,000. We always want it in liters. And we are trying to find what is the concentration. Now, here's where the question gets a little bit tougher. Our job is to find concentration. In the previous questions, we were given moles and volume. We don't have moles, we have mass. So when I go to write down my formula, C equals N over V, I have volume, 0.3 liters, but I don't have moles. So I have to find moles using what we did last week. Moles equals mass over molar mass. I have mass, that's beautiful. I don't have molar mass, but they did tell me what my question was, so I can find molar mass. I have 2 sodiums, I have 1 sulfur, and I have 4 oxygens. So 2 times, and I'm going to look on my periodic table, 22.99 is going to be, and I got to take a peek here, 45.98. 1 sulfur, so I'm going to look it up, is 32.07. So that's going to stay 32.07. And then 4 oxygens, oxygen is 16 on my periodic table. So that's going to be 64. So first thing I'm going to do is add all these 3 numbers together. So 45.98 plus 32.07 plus 64. And the answer is 142.05 grams per mole. If you are struggling with finding molar mass, please go back to the mass moles molar mass video. Now we're going to substitute in mass is on top. That's 30 grams over molar mass is on the bottom. We just calculated that, 142.05 grams per mole. And leave the full number in your calculator. Just go 30 divided by, and then the answer. And my answer is 0.211 moles. Now, there's a lot of decimals, so keep that in your calculator. And again, when we go to sub in here, concentration equals moles. Well, I just found it over here. So this is 0.211 moles over my volume of 0.300 liters. Now, don't actually use this number. Use the full number that is sitting in your calculator. So I'm going to take that number and just go divide by 0.300. And my answer will be 0.704 moles per liter. When we go to mark this question, there was a lot of work. You get a mark for all the work with molar mass, a mark for molar mass, a mark for formula for moles, a mark for substituting in with units, a mark for your answer in units for moles, a mark for formula for concentration, a mark for substituting in with units, and a final mark for answering the question. A question like this is out of 8 marks. What I would like us to do is, I'm going to clear this. And I would like you to copy question 4, pause the video, and I want you to follow what we did on the last question and answer this question completely before you unpause the video to check my work. So looking, this is a mass. This is a volume, but I don't like it in milliliters, so I'm going to change it to liters. We are trying to find what is the molar concentration. So we would like to find C equals N over V. I have volume. I do not have moles. So to find moles, we're going to do moles equals mass over molar mass. I have mass. I do not have molar mass. So I have to calculate it. Since it's NaCl, I have 1 sodium and I have 1 chlorine. So 1 times 22.99 is going to be 22.99. 1 times 35.45 is going to be 35.45. So I'm going to add 22.99 plus 35.45, and the answer is 58.44 grams per mole. That's my molar mass. If you would like to put a capital M next to it, that's just fine. Now, I'm going to sub in and find moles. My mass is 74.5 grams. I'm going to divide by 58.44 grams per mole. And so 74.5 divided by 58.44, and my answer is 1.27 moles. Again, that's my moles, so I'm going to sub it in for moles in this formula. Divided by 0.15 liters. So take my full calculator number, divided by 0.15 liters. And my answer is going to work out to be 8.50 moles per liter. Again, 8 marks. Work, answer for molar mass. Formula, substitution with units, answer. Formula, substitution with units, answer. Hopefully you found this video informative. Again, if you need to go back to figure out molar mass or to figure out how to solve for moles, please go back to the previous video entitled Moles, Mass, and Molar Mass. Thank you.